What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to show you how you can take Harmor and do like modulations on a bunch of different stuff. You'll see it moving in here to make some interesting harmonically rich neuro sounds. Then you can add processing, which I'll show you how to do to get something like this. And the cool thing about it is now that you have this set up, you can kind of just randomize it, and hopefully this sounds cool after one go. So I remember this one was like really hectic movements, made it sound good. Same thing with this one, so just make it move a lot. Please be worth the 10 seconds we just put into it. And the phaser, I'll turn on and off this time. So instead of just being on, should make it a little more consistent and less glassy sounding. So hopefully. Alright, so I've got my little Harmor here. I have a note in the piano roll at D, and I am going to pitch it down 2 octaves, I think. Yeah, so put this down to 8. That's 2 octaves down. And then I'm going to go in here and set... I'm not going to explain all of Harmor, I'm just going to kind of explain as I'm going. So I'm setting a volume envelope now where I would just have a little bit of attack and a little bit of decay. And then I'm going to send this into a couple effects. So the first one is this cool distortion. It's called FMD. I don't want it to get too loud. What it does is it adds a bunch of harmonics to the sound. If I turn that on. Because what we're going to be doing here, and that might be a little too low. It basically sounds like you're FMing, but it's a distortion. Depending on how much drive you put and the flament knob. I think I'll do algorithm 2. It's a little subtler. Bring the input down. Bring the output up a little bit. Okay, and that'll work, and I'm going to bring this back down. Okay, now I can move this out of the way. FMD is a free plugin, so if you want to go get it, go get it. It's, I think, one of the best distortions that I've used recently. It's cool for making this particular type of sound. So I'm going to put an EQ next that I'm not going to mess with for a minute, and then an OTT. I'm going to just kind of bring these bands up to taste. And so I'm just kind of like setting this, I'm slowing it down, so that's making longer decay or longer releases, I think, by increasing the time, which just slows down the compression and keeps you from getting like super crispy sounds. Or super like, if it changes a little bit now, the slow compression will like help even out those changes. Alright. I'm going to try and get this correct this time because I've tried to record this a couple times, and I'll get rid of my EQ. Okay, so now we're going to go in and do like what the basis of this sound is, which is using a bunch of filtering. So I'll explain the filter second for just 2 seconds because it's quite different from like Serum and the like standard way that people are doing filter sections in a lot of plugins now that's like copied off of Serum basically. So we have this knob right here, all the way to the right is going to be serial, meaning it goes through filter 1, then through filter 2. All the way to the left will be parallel, and since it's the arrow pointing down means it's just going to be filter 2. So as you can see, filter 1 does nothing there. Then this would be parallel with filter 1 and filter 2. So if I did a high pass here, put it at about 50%, then I can low pass it and high pass it and create like a band stop, right? So that's those. Whereas if you did this, you get nothing because it's running through a low pass, which cuts all of the highs out, and then through a high pass, which there's no highs. So it just mutes the sound out. So I'm going to leave this at 50% over here on parallel. The ways I would recommend to do this particular technique is either 50% to the left or all the way to the right. Anything will work though, do whatever you want to do. Alright, so I'm going to reset these, change this to a low pass, change this to a low pass. Okay, now we're going to talk about the next filter section. I'll open this up a little more. Now the majority of the sound is going to be coming from a phaser filter and some harmonizer, and maybe some other stuff we'll see, but like the phaser filter is kind of the coolest one for this technique. So if you turn the mix on, you now have a filter. You're going to want to turn your speed all the way off. This is with speed on. which is a cool effect, but not what I want for this one. And then if you change this, you can go to Hertz mode, where you're just getting a different shape to the phaser, I guess, compared to octave mode, where they're all evenly spaced. Hertz mode is like, I don't know the way to explain it, so I'm not going to even try. Okay, then we have harmonic. I don't know what this one means, but it sounds the coolest, in my opinion. Let's turn the speed down. You just get some interesting tones out of it. And classic's kind of the worst one with the harmonic on. Frequency is an interesting one because you can kind of go in and, as you can see, that's the shape that we're filtering it then. You can just draw lines to make your own like filter. I'm not going to do that one. And then I think custom is the same but different. I'm not sure on those. Okay, so we're going to go down and just use box. Everybody likes a good box. A lot of people like good box. All right, that's what it sounds like. And now we are gonna, I'm gonna tell you what we're gonna automate here. So we're gonna automate after I add something, which is gonna be a vocodex. And I need to, I guess I'll do that after I've made the sound more. So I can't really quite do that yet. So as you can see, by like doing interesting stuff with the offset, I can turn the mix down. And even change the width, and the width on that one sounds super cool. So I think what I'll go ahead and do is start automating shit. So we're gonna reset this to 0. I'm gonna create an automation clip for this, and I'm gonna create an automation clip for this. And then I'll make one for the offset that I'm gonna not move at first. And then I'm gonna add a band stop filter. Oh, it's playing my thing there. One more thing, the width knob on here is important. So I'm gonna turn this to this way. That way I'm in parallel or serial mode now, meaning each of my filters will be like full strength. Then this is what the width knob does. As you can see, since I have it going through distortion, it's kind of messing with what it sounds like, I think. It's making it wider, but it's also moving it. Why is it moving it? Look at my frequencies here. Just moving the center point a little bit. Okay, let's do a different one then. Crude band stop. There we go. That's the one I want. So I'll leave it like that. Maybe run it back this way. I know I'm kind of doing a lot of messing around. Now we'll leave it over there. And then I'm going to make this one a crude band pass. Widen it. Now we'll go with the low pass. Crude though. What's the difference between those? Not really sure. Okay, so I'm going to definitely have to automate this parameter. So I'll go ahead and create an automation clip for that. I want to show one more thing though in here, which is you can get these interesting, these are resonance shapes, which is cool that Harmor has these. The real only one that I think is different enough to note is the noise one. And let's not do anything again. There we go. As you can see, it like introduces noise. I'm going to make it sharper. So you get like weird little things. And then if you turn this width up, you can like slow it down to where it's not making like little glittery sounds. So you could, you know, mess with these and you do something with that. I think I'll leave it pretty like static and then do that. All right. turning the effects back on except for the vocodex. Now we're gonna do some automating. So I'll go in here and edit. So you can also do this in the edit articulation thing. Hit edit articulator, you can draw in like a curve here. But I don't really like doing that. I like working in automation, so I'm just gonna turn this off. And then I'm gonna go in and do I have all the ones that I wanted there? Did I create one for this one? No, I didn't. Okay, so I'm gonna create an automation clip for that. That's filter 1, filter 2, and then we're gonna do one for the harmonizer. So the only thing I'm gonna do here is I wish I could turn my filters off. There's not a filter off button, is there? No. So I'm just gonna have to try and see if I can get a good sound out of it. I don't know if that's gonna sound good. We'll see. That's with the vocodex. Okay, I kind of like that better. Okay. Now I'm gonna edit or create an automation clip for that. Okay, I've done a bunch of pre-setup for this now. It's probably too much, but that's okay. So now I'm gonna go in here. I don't have to do that. I'll just do this. And create some automations here. I'm gonna copy this, paste it over, and just copy and paste this over a couple more times. And for now, we'll just work on one of these at a time. So I'm gonna go in, get off of my stepper, and then we'll start with the phaser mix up, and then it turns off. And then I'll do some, maybe not in the offset. Nah, no offset. We'll do some filter. That's gonna be my band stop filter. That's cool. Okay, now that sounds kind of cool. This is where the extra cool parts comes in. Now we just gotta get our vocodex sounding good. So one thing is, before I work on the vocodex, I'm gonna put another OTT after it. Slow it down and turn the depth down a bit. And then I'm gonna go in here, and I think it's too loud inputting into the vocodex. Yeah, I'll turn that down to 10.5. So that was my input that I just adjusted. Then I'm gonna turn attack down, hold down, min times off, and release down quite a bit. So this lets in my modulator, and I'm not gonna explain all this. Just do some messing around with these. I'm not gonna explain it all, except for this one. This one's pretty simple. The noise one. This is a high pass on the noise. Lets more noise in. You can also route. So my modulator is my carrier, and my carrier is my modulator for this one. So you don't really need to know too much here, other than this one has a high pass, this one has a low pass, and this turned up with this all the way up just ends up sending my dry signal through. Which, if I turn this off, is that you can kind of hear it there. So that's a good way to like let your sub go through as well, but I'm gonna just kind of randomly do it. And then I'm gonna turn the order up, turn my OTT back on. Maybe do some, I'm not gonna mess with the bands on this. I don't want to make it to where mine sounds uniquely crazy. Whoops. And then I'm going to actually create an automation clip for the modulator pitch shift. This is a good thing to do. And just kind of make it move over the course of this. And then I'm going to go in here and increase my wetness. That was it. All right. Now I'm gonna go in here and add more distortion and some compression. So I'm gonna do a saturator, see if that works. Too crunchy. Turn the fuzz all the way down. Too much width. Okay, that's decent. Let's compress it a little bit. That's weird compression. I don't like that. Let's go in here and reduce the OTT first. Now I can go in and do like a shapeshifter's a really nice one, but I want to use what people have, so I'll use Maximus and the classic boost the bands trick. So solo out my low band. That's good. And we'll see if that sounds okay. It's really crunchy. I think I'm just gonna have to like kind of keep rolling here, put a V-clip on it, and just see if I can get it good. So it sounds better pitched up. And now I can go in and mess with this EQ that I've added. Okay, now I want it to have some fundamental. This is one of the cool things about Harmor. It has 3 sub oscillators. So that one's an octave down. That one seems to be higher. And then protect means keep the sub always there. So you'll see with this on, it should keep the sub. Alright, let's go ahead and add some whatchamacallit effects. So I'll add some chorus to this. Does it have any stereo as of right now? Where's that coming from? The Vocodex is giving it some stereo, so I gotta be gentle with this. Could do some unison. That's just getting nasty wide. Bring this down here so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. See how crazy that makes the stereo? Oh, I like that. I don't want to get lost in here though. I just am not feeling the reverb. Weirdly, I like that. Okay, let's get some distortion in here. We'll go with Cube. Nah, I think I'm gonna pass on the distortion just because I'm doing it right into distortion already. Okay, so we have kind of like the basis of our sound here now. So now I can go in and just kind of like, so I'm on D2 here, so let's go D2, put it right on the money. Okay. I could like render each of these hits out. Turn this down. Oh, I like that better. Now I gotta let some low pass. Let's try bringing the modulator. I'm gonna boost these frequencies here. I said I wasn't gonna do that, but I am. Okay, we could do more to like finish this sound. We have like kind of an interesting little thing there. So I would render this to audio and do some stuff. Let me just save a copy of the project. That way I can use this as a starting point. So I'm saving a copy here. I'm sorry, my brain just turned off for half a second. We'll call this Harmor Bass Design. It's in my little sound design folder thing. And then I'll just show you like what the use of what we just did was. Because now I can go in here. And I would like add more processing to what, you know, what this is going to end up being. I might even like compress it before the B clip. But now we can go in here and like just draw some shit. We'll say that's a thing. I'm going to use the stepper so I can do this relatively quickly. Do that. And I could do this, I could like go in here and be specific. The only thing I am going to do specifically is have two different versions of the phaser mix. One is going to be one that turns on and stays on, and one is going to be that's on and then turns off. So we'll do that and repeat it. So if you were going to sound design like this for a song, what I would recommend is like go in here and then like do each of your different sounds differently. And I would turn the stepper on and turn the whatever to 0. Oh, and see, that just messed up my first one. That's the entire reason I'm trying to not do this, because I don't want to change this here, which kind of makes it better a little bit, but it might not have. Yeah, that one was worse. I don't know, maybe it wasn't better. Yeah. Ah, see, that one made it worse too. Now I'm gonna get crazy with the filters in here. That one's bad. I don't like the filter width moving so much, I think. And then the trick that I would do here is like if I'm doing a bass sound for a song, get your little like pattern of like bop bop bop. Like so. You would get like that going right there, maybe like hit one like that. Right? And then you'd like draw a thing that you could repeat. So then like go in here and cut whichever one of these sounds the best. So that kind of sounds decent. You would go in and like get this as your B section, and then we'd have an A and a B. Right, so like a, and then you just copy this over and like do it over and over again. Hopefully that gives you enough idea of how to use this trick in a song. From here, that's going to do it for this one, y'all. The reason I'm showing this is because I'm making a bass. Let me show some sounds from the bass sound pack. I'm doing for the holidays, those happy holidays. Okay, well I can't fucking see. Okay, there we go. Sample packs. Third wave dubstep. I know is a pretentious name. Future rhythm. I'm gonna play one of these. No. I'm gonna play one of these that I know I made this method. And this method is how I made, I think, this one. Yes, and I'm glad I played that. So that's one that I made from this. Where's another one? So you just get like nice Neuro, Reese. Do I have, yeah, snarfs. I got the snarf sounds. This is the method that I used to make those. One thing that I'm glad I played that for is I'm completely neglecting that you can also change this, and it's going to completely kind of change the sound. So that's what I started with. And then you can go in here and you're like, I don't really love this sound too much. Let me drop Drop in a new one. And then you're like, oh, I don't like that one either. So you can go in here and just draw a new one and be like, that'll be my new one. And I think like flat lines mean something. I think you can just draw a square too. I think that's the way this works. Whoa. Right? Is that a square? No. Harmonic level, harmonic phase. That's what's fucking this up. There we go. I don't know how all this works, y'all. I'm just screwing around in here and making sounds. That's gonna do it for this one. I wish I hadn't messed up my fucking waveform, but that's how you use this trick. Sorry it's been convoluted. Thank you for watching. When I come out with the bass sample pack, please buy it. It's probably not out yet. I will see you in the next one.